Good evening, everyone. Hope all is well. So, we are now going to be going live with a celebrity podcaster, interviewer who goes out and speaks to a lot of celebrities and shares their wealth of knowledge, their experience of what it takes to be a celebrity. And I am really excited about going live with him right now. So let me just send this over to him. Send. Super. Just waiting for Scott to come on live. Here we go. Scott McLean.
Hello.
Hey Scott,
How are you? You okay?
good, good. And yourself? Thank you so much for taking your time out, coming on my live session. I mean, I'm really nervous right now because you do this for a living. So please excuse any questions that I ask you that are not, that don't fit your bill. But thank you so much for taking your time out and coming on here to share your experiences, your wealth of knowledge of how you go out and interview people, interview celebrities. So I want that experience from you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I'm very excited. So thank you. Thanks.
Super, super. Scott, before we move forward with the conversation,
Mm.
if you can introduce yourself as to who you are. I know we spoke about what you do, but still, what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm a celebrity podcast presenter. I own my own show. I model, influence. Yeah, just loads of things like that. So busy guy, busy guy.
So this is why I say thank you so much for taking your time out.
No,
Um,
absolutely.
I ask this to all my guests that come on here, and the reason I ask them is because when we're young kids, right? We see our parents either they're in business or we see other people that inspire us, and we aspire to be like them, right? Like for example, being a doctor, a lawyer, an architect, an engineer. I mean, was that something you aspired to be, or was it something that you were intrigued in from the beginning to get into modeling, to get into, I mean, podcasting wasn't there at that age that we were young,
Yeah,
but
right.
did you always have that in you to interview people, to ask them questions and everything like that?
Yeah, I mean, like growing up, like I had my first job when I was 14 years old on a paper round. So I've
Wow.
always been like active and in work.
Okay.
So obviously I know how to like obviously work hard and earn my own money. And
Sure.
then like growing up, I just loved like the gossip magazines and just really getting to know people. Really, I just love like the celebrity stuff, and I just wanted to know and thought
So
I just
you like the glamour that you saw on magazines and the
yeah
celebrity life sort of thing.
yeah I just really enjoyed just reading those magazines, and I just and when I was going to I was getting myself out there, I was going to these events and meeting people. I was thinking, oh my god, just be awesome to just try and get into this industry one way or another. And podcast is the way I went about it.
Okay.
But yeah, but it was I wouldn't think when I was like 14, 15 I was going to do it because I was like working, and then I got like a
Yeah. Yeah.
proper
Yeah.
full time when I was 16, and I was like woo. But then yeah, like 2004, like 15, it kind of all changed.
And
uh,
that's when you became a full-time podcaster.
I started the show in 2017, but like
Okay.
I was starting to like dabble in like these events, going to London, like meeting like all these people at like 2015. So I did a lot of research of thinking I gotta get into this crowd some way or another. Uh, and then I just thought yeah, and I think podcasts in the UK weren't very active.
Exactly.
I think
And
I just
now
jumped on.
and now it's like so huge. I mean, look at
Yeah,
me, for example. Lockdown changed me. I wouldn't think of going live with people on podcasts and live sessions on Instagram and all that kind of stuff. But here I am today. I've started my own podcast. I mean, it's under the name of BTH Properties, but it's all about sharing knowledge, sharing that experience, sharing what you do so that other people can take inspiration from that and move on in life, you know.
Yeah,
So this is
I
what
love it.
you mentioned, that you were working from the age of 14. So
Yeah.
school, college, university, how did you go about doing that, and what did you do in terms of education?
Yeah, so I was in school. I know I'm 14. My dad got me my first job in a paper round
Okay.
on a Saturday morning. It was on a
Okay.
Saturday morning, and then when I hit 15, 'cause it was like Barry Island, so they had like a chip shop kind of thing. I was there for the summer,
Okay.
and I worked on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So literally I had like, and then I was in school Monday to Friday.
Okay.
And then when I was 16, I was in college and worked proper full time then on my first proper job. And then like I've always like been brought up to work hard, and
Okay.
you know, and it's so pleasing when you earn your own money and then you buy things
Absolutely.
with that money.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I
It's
was
it's
like,
a it's
buying,
a it's a it's an achievement, right? It's an achievement that you've gone out, you've done that, you've put your blood, sweat, and tears into it, and now you can gift yourself with a watch, a car, a house, maybe, you know, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
good on you.
I remember when I was getting my first paycheck, I was like, oh geez, this is like a lot of money, because I was getting paid like every fortnight, I think I was. So
Okay.
I was like, what can I go out and spend? So I think I got like a new computer, like in the first kind of month, and
Yeah.
then obviously I was getting old enough then to go and to get like nice new phones and stuff like that. Like what celebs have, as I say.
So you've got a celebrity lifestyle, but
I just loved everything about it. And obviously when I obviously had my own money, I know what, you know, it's my money. So obviously
of
my mum and
course,
dad didn't think you can't spend it on that, you can't do that. They just let me do what I want.
peer pressure,
Yeah, I think but they're very hardworking. You know, they're
of
both
course.
in their 60s and they're still both working full time, and so they're very inspirational to kind of keep going. And
Haven't you told them that, guys, stop working? I'm earning enough money now.
yeah, I can't. They own their own house. They've got no mortgage, so it's like so they're fine.
What's
They can finish any time. You know, they've paid off the mortgage. They can do whatever. But I think they just kind of like to keep active. I think in a way.
Okay?
I think in this lockdown definitely proves that you could get bored quite easily.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I don't think they're ready for it yet.
So now let's get to your podcast and everything. I mean,
Yeah.
what intrigued you to get into podcasting? I mean, you mentioned that you wanted to get into the glamour and speak to celebrities and all that, but what was it that you wanted to bring out of those podcasts to the world?
So basically, I was listening to a lot of podcasts, and my background is from the LGBT plus community, and then I had that, and then so I was quite known for that. And then
Okay.
I think what would be so good, because I was a big fan of Anna Faris's podcast.
Okay.
She had like Hollywood, bloody A-lister celebrities on her show come to her
Sure.
house. I was thinking, okay, so it's gonna like mix in a little bit of that with a little bit like with that, and then I was just like combined this show, and I just thought it'd be really interesting to get like people in the public eye just talking about like coming out or like their careers and like how
Exactly.
Hollywood work, because
Exactly.
I learned so much about Hollywood. Like I just didn't know it could happen.
So much,
You know?
and now you know a lot about it.
Oh, I know if you don't get a call in 2 weeks, that you're not going to get the job. I know that. I'll have to do an audition. But like, it's so interesting. But then if someone wants to kind of like a listener who maybe want to go down a music route or author or music, anything,
Yeah.
they have more of an insight on how hard it is. It's not easy.
Of course.
So, but it's very fun because, you know, when these like people go on like a TV show, they're out.
Yeah.
Like, normally it's to promote something.
Yeah.
But the show kind of brings, you know, they can definitely drop if they got a new music, a new song or whatever coming out, or a new episode
Or a new movie or whatever, so they can
Yeah.
come and talk about that and promote that sort of thing on your channel.
yeah, so they can definitely talk about that. But then because we all kind of like breathe through things before going on live. But
Yeah,
one thing, they're happy to talk about their life, their personal life, and I think that's how it's just kind of just kept on going because every person's story is different,
of course.
which is exciting because it's never a dull moment. We kind of heard that before. I was like,
What
but like
sort of when you who was your first celebrity that you brought on to your podcast?
I can't remember my first episode, but like I remember like the first five I had and I was quite shocked. So I had Daniel Franzese, and he was in Mean Girls,
Wow.
and Mean Girls is like a pop. Everyone loves that movie pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
It's a classic now. And then, but like I was like, so the show I pre-recorded 5 episodes, so it wasn't even released yet, and I was kind of just reaching out. I was like, right, let's grab everyone I can, people I know, people I love, and I think he was one. I think he was like maybe episode 3 or 4.
Okay.
And I was quite shocked he agreed to come on because I was like, geez, he doesn't even know who I am,
Yeah.
and there's no like live content yet to kind of
Exactly.
It's like, gee, okay, but yeah,
But it
he come
worked
on. He
out.
was really good. Yeah, and the lovely thing is that we've kind of stayed in touch over the years, which is really nice because some
Absolutely.
people
It's all about being humble, right? I mean,
yeah.
you should know where you came from, wherever you may be in life. You can reach wherever in life, but always good to stay humble, down to earth, and give it back to the community, right? Because it's the community that
Oh, I got you. It froze a
so
bit then, so sorry.
so exactly. So what sort of questions do you ask them when they come on there? I mean,
Uh,
who's more nervous? Are you nervous or they're nervous?
it depends who it is. One person. So I don't know. How old are you?
35.
Okay, so I'm 33, so we're definitely from the similar age and we grew up the same things. But
Yeah,
one thing I grew up on was the Power Rangers, the original
yeah,
show.
yeah.
You can
I
have
mean, my kids are still growing up on that.
perfect. So like the original show from the 90s, it was
Yeah.
David Yost, and I was a little bit nervous with him because I grew up watching him.
Okay.
And I was quite nervous for that one, but he was very easy to talk to, and and he had a really interesting story, and I think that's what empowered him to come on just to share that because it's a really good story for him to share.
Absolutely.
Um, we touched on about the program as well, and
Yeah, yeah.
how he had to kind of hide away, because obviously no one wanted to know. You're in the 90s, and like no one that's coming out and stuff like that weren't
Exactly.
like a thing to do. It'd be like he could have got axed on the show or something, so it was completely different. But it was very interesting. But he was definitely one of my nervous ones. I think I was geeking out a bit on that episode. But
I mean, I had my nervous one when I went live with David Meltzer. I don't know if you know him or you follow him on Instagram, but he's got like quite a number of followers, and he's like a
right,
business coach, a business speaker,
right,
and I had been 3 weeks trying to get him on my live show, and in the end, he decided to give me 10 minutes.
right, okay.
Today you've given me half an hour, which I'm really grateful for. But he gave me 10 minutes. And in those 10 minutes, I mean, the energy that I had to speak to him and the nervousness, it was like going together. And I was like, shit. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't want to ask him a question that sort of, you know, brings him down or, just he gets crossed with or something. But it
hmm,
went well. It went well. So I know that all these situations can get you nervous even though you're full of energy. Um,
yeah.
so how is it now for you? I mean, now that you are a celebrity yourself and a lot of celebrities know you and you're doing these podcasts for so long, how do you do your podcast differently to when you started before?
I think the main one thing was at the start. I think I might have recorded probably the first 15 episodes. I was in a studio, and it was very hard because a lot of my guests at the start was in America.
Yeah.
So it was very hard to kind of balance the time difference and and the studio times kind of like mucked me around a bit.
Yeah.
And things come up, if things come up in personal lives, they can't do it. And obviously I booked up the studio time and things and I'm thinking, oh God, we're just sitting there for 2 hours, like doing whatever. So it's like from that start, I was very that, but now I've just invested in myself at home. So I can do it anytime.
So you've just turned your home into a studio.
Yeah.
And I guess you've got a ring light as well, because I can see it in your eyes.
Oh, that's the influencers there.
I just got my one today, so I can
good.
See. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Before I had this huge it was a big bloody tent thing. And I said, oh jeez, it just takes up so much space. So I said I need a ring light, and my partner bought me one for my birthday. But this is like for my mod, like the Instagram stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, but I honestly, the podcast, I just didn't even know. I just did it for fun. I don't make no money. I don't pay. They don't pay me. I don't pay them. It's nothing to do with money. It's just about I have fun with it. I don't take it too seriously. Some people are very media trained.
Yep.
So it's very hard to get info out of them. But it's just fun, and I think that's one thing that's good. But it's because since recording with them, and then some people we kept in touch with after. And I think that's a really good thing because it's just easy to talk to. I think.
You can, and Instagram has made it even more easier to get in touch with people like yourself.
Oh yes, yeah, true. I got a manager, lover, and she just literally takes care of everything for me. I just can't keep up with the emails. I'm like,
that's what happens when you have 150,000 followers.
Yeah, it gets overwhelming. It's just you have the strangest requests come in. I'm thinking, what the heck is that?
What's the most strangest request you had?
The one thing I turned down was so this brand wanted me to do so do you know that wax that goes in your nose and you got to pull it out?
Oh.
One of those. So I think they were so they wanted me to do a video of me doing that, and the money was the pay was lovely, but I was thinking no, I just can't do it to myself. I can't record myself doing that. I was like, I just can't do it. So that's probably the weirdest one I've had.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's definitely one I just turned down.
So now you've done podcasts, and you're also an influencer, and you are also a model. How do you go between those three parts that you have?
The podcast is, I think it's more I'm so used to it now. It's about 2020. Yeah, so I started in 2017. So I've done it for a long time.
Have you passed 1,000 podcasts?
No, but I just recorded my 100th guest on my show.
Wow.
I just did that yesterday, which comes out on Tuesday. So that was an achievement. I was like, what?
Super.
I can't believe it. I was like, jeez. But I think it's just so much just easier, and I think people now obviously can listen up to whatever they like, and they are like a potential guest, and oh yeah, I'll definitely jump on, and it's just so much fun. But I think it's just so much easier for me to manage that. Now I know what I'm doing because it took me so long to kind of just get the right equipment and edit. I'm thinking, I just can't do it because I can't.
And you do all the editing yourself, or you have a company that you outsource it to?
No, I do it all. I learned myself to do it from scratch.
Wow.
A lot of YouTube videos I was watching.
I mean, I have my marketing company, so when I finish a live session with someone, obviously it gets posted directly on Instagram, but then they record it and then they edit it and then they put it back on, because I don't like the way Instagram posts a live video, because either my face is cut, either my guest face is cut, and it's like, who are you talking to exactly, and who are you on the show with?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's that. How is it being an influencer?
It's been really, really good. I think the last year it really hit off. I think it really hit back like big time, and then since then it's just gone crazy. It's gone mad.
And do you get a lot of red carpet invites?
The fashion ones, yes. Not red carpet, nothing like that though. Fortunately,
Okay.
maybe next year. You never know. But like fashion show, like London Fashion Week, I'm always there. I love fashion, and definitely for the men's week, I love seeing that stuff. So I normally go to those.
Okay.
But yeah, but you're from
yeah, London. Yeah.
Yeah.
Based in Holland Park.
Oh yeah, amazing. So like that's, I just wish I lived in London, because I'd be everywhere.
You should move down here.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. But it's not far. It's like 2 hours in train, I think. So it's not too bad. But, I'm always like wiped out after I've been to London. I'm always exhausted. I don't know why.
Well, I'm sure it's the parties you go to.
Probably. Like, stumble back to the train. I was like, but yeah, it's good. Like I love London. I just love the city, and I think I've got enough friends there to kind of just give them a shout. It's like, I'm here, like a minute, like let's hang out, or whatever. Yeah. So it's good.
Super. And you're a model as well?
Yes.
So which companies do you model for? I mean, I've seen some of your posts that you do with the gear that you're wearing, the clothes and stuff. Amazing stuff. I mean, who do you model for?
So like I work with like all the UK brands like Boohoo, ASOS.
Okay.
I just did them for more influencing, but I modeled for more like country. I've done, which was so interesting. Oh, jeez, it's some photos that just shouldn't be seen.
Yeah.
And I've done like nail varnish, just something more like diverse.
Okay.
For my because like people see, if you look on my page, like people can kind of see like like fashion, the clothes, which I love. But
absolutely.
Then I think when I see photographers, and I've worked with so many, and like they just like more like the diverse side.
Yeah.
This nail varnish brand, it was for men, like it was for women and men, and it was just like one of those things I just jumped to. I trusted the guy, worked with him a couple of times before, and I'm thinking, yes, I'm going to do it. And because I'm not like ashamed, like just let's do it, just embrace. You only live once, just do it. Why not? It was very hard to get off like after, but I was like, oh, I'll have to get this stuff off. But it's good.
So, podcasting with celebrities, influencing, model. What's next in the Scott McGlynn world?
I think the podcast is taken off. Like I had like a mini break because the Instagram, like I said last year, just hit off and it took up a lot of my time, and I just the podcast, I just couldn't, because like for the podcast I prepped myself 2 days before, researching, finding up some juicy details of these guests, and then I planned myself, and then I kind of look back just before I record with them like a day before, so like a 2-day prep.
Sure.
So I kind of like really prepped myself, and that could be only for like a half an hour show, but I just want to make sure we have enough to talk about. And
absolutely.
So that's but like that took a lot of my time. But I think I'm just getting more back into it, especially now in lockdown. I just haven't stopped recording, like once a week. I think it's just ongoing crazy. But
I mean, I do like 3 live sessions a day, 2-3 live sessions a day.
I know, I've seen.
Yeah.
But that's
and between that, I have viewings for properties and meetings and all that kind of stuff and emails. So it's pretty good. I mean, I love it right now. Speaking to people like yourself, bringing that knowledge out, sharing that knowledge with the wide world out there, so that someone can get inspired and do something, and change their lives around. So this is why I do it.
Yeah. And it's love. I just love connecting with people. I don't shut up. I suppose I just keep. I'm a chatter. So I'm like chat. So like So like lovely, like to connect with people, you know, and you know,
Absolutely.
and this, you know, that's what we're here for. There's so much like terrible things going on in the world right now, and doing stuff
Yeah.
like this, it's just
Yeah.
something just uplifting, you know, and just fun. Gee, I
Absolutely.
haven't done enough live videos. I should have done more, but you know, well.
Oh, anyways, but Scott, it's been a pleasure speaking to you,
And you,
discussing so much about yourself in terms of from where you started to where you are today. And you're a great, great influencer for people out there who are looking to do whatever with their life, you know, even podcasting, just speaking to people. They should be learning from yourselves like I did today. And I learned a lot of stuff from you, like how to research on people. Like I personally never research on people. All I see is their profile, what they're
yeah,
doing. I read the few tags on the top and I base my questions on that. And
yeah.
that's how I've been doing it for all that time. But now it's a good tip. Research. Absolutely. I'm
Yeah.
going to do that.
Chuck him a Google, see what comes out.
You never know what comes up, right?
Exactly, yes. He's like, oh, you know, you got to test you up. But, you know, it's, yeah, it's fun. But thank you so much for having me, though, honestly.
Super. It's a pleasure. Before you go, I do this with all my guests that come on here.
Yeah.
What positive advice would you like to share with the world today? All this negativity that's around us, you know, people have lost their jobs, businesses have gone bust, all that kind of stuff. What positive advice would you like to share with them so they can take that on board and move forward in life?
Well, I think for me personally, one thing I've been thinking as a clear mind, because sometimes, you know, I've been stuck in, and only recently I've actually been going out and doing some jogging. I'm not an exercise person. I really am but it really helps my mind, my body, just to kind of clear it and, you know, just be open. But like I always say, get creative. You know, you know, if we're stuck in it and you know, it's hard to kind of like motivate yourself.
Exactly.
But you know, because I do photography as well. But on this lockdown, I've learned a lot and just watched so many different things just to kind of learn what I can do with it. You know, just
Yep.
have fun and just like try and be positive. I always say just try and be a little bit active a day. You know, if that's even just getting ready. Because so many people, you know, just laze around in their pajamas. And I've been one of them. But then I think the last like 6 weeks I have been more
Active.
and it's so good for your mind, your body, you know, just to kind of give you that boost. And then you're ready to speak on anything. And I think or make a podcast show because it's really good. So
Absolutely.
anyone can do it. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on here. It's been a pleasure speaking to you, and I wish you all the best in your career, in your podcast, and hopefully we speak again. And hopefully when you're in London, we should meet up.
I know. I will call you. I will call you. But like, I'm here.
I'm only in Holland Park, so it's pretty cool. It's easy.
I'll be like, I got so many friends there now. I just need to get there. Yeah.
Super. And if you're looking for a property in London, investment wise, do let me know.
I will. You have so many nice ones. So I was thinking, oh, I love that one, but I can't afford it yet. But
one day, I always like to say to my clients, you know, keep that one day in mind. Never be negative. Be positive and just say one day you will get it.
Yeah, I'm hungry. It'd be lovely. Never have to go home again.
Absolutely. Super.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. So that was Scott McGlynn, who is a celebrity podcaster, investor, influencer, and a model. It was good to know about how he goes out and speaks to celebrities, what makes him nervous, what energizes him, how he stays positive in life. It was absolutely amazing to have him here. Thank you to Scott for joining me today, and thank you to all the viewers that tuned in. It's a pleasure to have you on. And guys, if you're looking to buy a property in London, get in touch with ETH Properties. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.